Hello, epic viewers from around the multiverse. Prepare to bask in unprecedented glory, because today I'm going to be rendering an ineffably epic story, transparent. What transpired, you may ask? Unfortunately, to my dismay, on Christmas Day, I was evicted, I was kicked out, I was extricated from a buffet. Why did this transpire? I was only eating fruits and vegetables. The manager got vexed, agitated, irritated. He was imbued with fury, and he wouldn't even allow me to finish my last dish of tomatoes. I'm only satiated when I eat fat, dense fruits, such as durian, coconuts, olives, and avocados. I love to profusely consume fat, dense fruits. Before I went there, before I drove the 40 miles to get there, I called in advance twice to ensure that they had the seaweed salad, and to my dismay and to my dissatisfaction, they only had a modicum of seaweed salad, and they refused to keep replenishing the container, which was extremely minute in size relative to the other trays. So the contents of the seaweed salad that they served could literally be finished in one gulp down the gullet. It's quite abysmal, to say the least. The crux of the issue is that I wasn't going to get my money's worth, even if I ate until I had some semblance of satiation. So I was eating cucumbers and lettuce and tomatoes. They had one small bowl, roughly 1/4 the size of this bowl. That bowl was probably a 1-quart bowl, and that 1-quart bowl contained their tomatoes. It was just one tomato sliced up. But he got irritated because I was there for roughly an hour and a half, and he didn't want me to deplete his inventory. But at the same time, the food is being oxidized, is preordained to spoil, it becomes marred over time. He'd rather pitch it, purge it, and relegate it to the dumpster than have me eat it. He literally confiscated the last plate from my table, and I was forced to leave. I had a coupon. I had an opportunity to redeem it, but he didn't want me coming back because I'm only eating the fruits and vegetables. You know, it just doesn't make any rational sense. Everyone else, they're eating the animal carcasses, the animal secretions, the synthetic, bastardized, man-made, adulterated foods, and what he fails to realize is it takes 10 pounds of plant-based protein to produce 1 pound of animal-based protein. If 97% of subsidies didn't go to the production of animal products, then the prices of animal carcasses would be exorbitant relative to the prices of fruit and vegetables that are cultivated off the earth and trees. You know, you can extract vegetables from the ground, and you can garner fruits off the trees. You know, agriculture is automated, but they're just stingy, to say the least. You know, it's just false advertising. It's supposed to be all you can eat, but in actuality and reality, in this little simulation, it's actually all you can't eat, because if they deem you to be eating too many cucumbers, too much lettuce, too many orange slices, too much lycopene, then you're preordained to become a victim of eviction. So it is what it is. If he doesn't want my hard-earned fiat currency, then so be it. Was it a sheer and utter waste of time that I can never recover? Well, it's a good learning experience. I'm more deterred than ever to go to buffets after this. You know, they impose a time limit, they try to kick you out,
you wind up getting kicked out, and that against your own volition. I understand it's their business, but it's just some false advertising. Their business model is not as fruitful and not as lucrative as they'd prefer it to be. They could always buy cheaper ingredients or raise their prices. But yeah, it's just a dissatisfying experience when you drive 40 miles just to get evicted from a buffet because the owner thinks you're eating too many cucumbers or too many tomato slices. The whole thing is just absurd and ludicrous, but meanwhile everyone else can gorge on the animal carcasses, animal secretions, the synthetic bastardized man-made products, that are far more expensive to produce relative to fruits and vegetables that are cultivated from the earth. And it's a double standard. They can stay as long as they want, but if you start eating fruits and vegetables, then be wary, be leery. It's going to render the manager irate, livid, and infuriated, and subsequently potentially result in your eviction from the buffet. So it's quite a disheartening displeasure has been invoked in this video. Did anything fruitful ensue from this? Well, I'll just be more inclined to eat at home in the future to try to avert these dire, calamitous predicaments from being brought to fruition. This is my plight, and whenever I go to a buffet, it's an experience fraught with issues. The managers, the owners, they don't want to uphold their business model. They want to skimp on providing value, but if they feel that way, then they should ramp up their prices and decrease their supply costs. It's as simple as that. Your cost of goods sold may be too high, so it just seems as though our restaurant industry is not the ideal industry to penetrate through and try to gain market share within, simply because it's inundated with competitors. The food is perishable, it has a very short shelf life, and people are more inclined to buy from wholesalers like Costco or prepare their own meals. And then when they make an allowance to go out once or twice a week for a meal, it could culminate in a disaster, especially if the managers and owners are anti-customer centric and disinclined to meet the customer's expectations. It's just a delusional mindset to have, to think that a customer should finish your meal quickly if they're at an all-you-can-eat buffet, or to think that the customer is not worthy of having their entrees replenished if they're at a buffet. For the service to merit the cost, it needs to be unlimited. If I'm going to travel 40 miles and pay a premium of almost $20 to get food, with the tax on the tip and the mileage and the depreciation, the net sum is well over $20, and the aggregate amount is just too much to bear. And then it bears residual effects because it leads to distress and you get evicted from the buffet halfway through your meal. It's just disheartening, and you're waiting for this all week long. So at this juncture, at this confluence of time and space, I'll probably eat out now 2 to 3 times a month at most, instead of eating out once a week. So in the past I was eating out roughly once every 168 hours, but if I'm going to eat out twice a week instead, let me just do the math real briefly in my mind, in the bowels of my mind. I believe that's about 336 hours, so I'll eat out once every 336 hours. Is that correct? Let me double check. Yeah, this seems to be correct. 168 plus 168 should be 336, unless my math is off. Actually, let's see if I can do it in my head once more. I'm fatigued and debilitated and frazzled. I barely got any REM sleep. I gotta end this video early. I've almost reached that 15-minute threshold, but that's besides the point. Whatever, I'll just do the math off camera. But I hope that you found this video to be enthralling and bedazzling and insightful. I'm curious about your thoughts pertaining to this issue. Do you concur with me and believe that it's fraudulent advertising to advertise your restaurant as an all-you-can-eat buffet when you evict customers from it? Or do you believe that he has cause to evict customers who are paying for the advertised service? So I hope that you found this video to be informative. Have a wonderful, glorious, blissful, blessed day. Goodbye.